We're
Damn,
back.
Jit, you sound like Hurricane Ian.
Oh yeah, you can hear it in the headphones.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
Yeah, brah.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 19 of the Associates.
Is it 19?
It's
I thought
19.
I thought it was 18.
That's what I thought, but I just checked, and Jeff was 18.
Last time we recorded was September.
October.
October?
October 22nd or 21st.
Wow. Okay, interesting.
Because that's when the event was.
Got it.
Yeah, 21st. So it's been like 2 months. No, 3 months.
2.5.
3 months.
Almost 3 months.
Yeah, almost 3
It's like
months.
2.5.
Been 3 months since our last pod. Welcome back. This is, I think, season 2. That's what I'm calling it.
Call it whatever we want.
Yeah,
It's episode
season 2.
19? 18.
19.
Episode 19, a.k.a. season 2. We're back.
The
We're
Associates
super back.
pod is back. A lot's changed, man. This is
A
crazy.
lot
It
has
feels so
changed.
weird. I feel like I've lived like 8
And
lives.
Unfortunately, we only have 40 minutes left before that call.
Yeah.
But we'll good. We'll give them a quick episode, and then
Quick
next
little-
episode, bring some fire.
Quick little reminder. Let them know we're still alive, breathing.
Facts.
Back in
So-
the game.
So what has happened since
Dude,
October?
Q4, man.
Yeah, Q4. I mean, but for us, it's very not a normal Q4. Not a normal Q4. Like, I feel like a normal Q4 is like you prepare for multiple months beforehand for your big Q4 Black Friday push and stuff like that. And obviously, what we're working on together is fairly new, right? Recent, 6-7 months. And honestly, November was the first month that I really didn't have the agency anymore.
Yeah.
And the first month that I went full time on what we're working together on. I think that's the biggest change for me. A lot of people that we were working with that we aren't working with anymore.
Yeah, just like kind of restructuring the deck a little bit. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Learned a lot.
Learned so much. We right before that we were on, the big like travel kick. We did the kind of podcast tour shit. Came back, had a little bit of time, went to the event, spoke at the event, and then we kind of went dark.
Did we?
After the event, we kind of went dark. We did those 2 pods, then we didn't film again.
In terms of pods, we went dark.
And kind of from socials too.
I guess, yeah.
We didn't really we weren't really creating content much.
I think one of the biggest things is what we do best is content creation.
Yeah, 100%.
What we do best is content creation.
We were just like working.
But we were in the business also. I feel like shit right now. I feel awful. I woke up sick today. It's just hit me when I sit down for this. But we got to record. It's been too long.
And also, why are you sick? First off, that's a real
I'm not
red
sick.
flag.
I'm actually just feeling a little bit unwell.
Yeah,
But
you need to
I'm not
acquire
sick.
more mindset. Unacceptable.
But the biggest thing is we were working on product. We were working on back end. I think you dropped a thread on this today. It's something I've been thinking about a lot. I tried to write a thread on it the other day. It wasn't I don't know. I was giving away too much information that's internal that I shouldn't talk about. So I didn't post it. But the biggest thing is, we have been focusing more on product. And I think, with e-com, for example, and we were having this conversation this morning. E-com, for example, it's not easy to just focus on sales and stuff. But a lot of times, you're drop shipping. There's minimal stuff to do to make the product really, really solid and get results, right? You're selling that
Well, but that's why dropshipping sucks.
any other. Let me use my example.
Okay.
Any other e-com, right? Obviously you're doing product creation, you're ideating there, that type of thing. But the product, once the product is good, it's good. Right? You can't the threads don't just unwind from a piece of cloth, right, that you're selling. You know what I mean? With our business, which is more on the service end, but it's a productized version of service, it's constantly training people to deliver the product in the correct way. It's easier for it to break.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been building that system, and the back end of it, really, I feel like December was the first month that it really became apparent that was the issue and the thing holding us back from the numbers we wanted to get to.
Well, I feel like it's really interesting to sit here and reflect about, what we've done since we last spoke on a podcast.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like we did the whole podcast tour shit. We were cranking out content. We were kind of everywhere, doing everything just really the right way, which even now I look at that and it's like, dude, we were operating at like 10% capacity.
10% content capacity.
Yeah, in terms of what we could be doing in
100%.
terms of front end. Like, it's not even close to what it should be. But
I wouldn't even consider that cranking things out, to be honest.
But we still were, like, there was a lot of shit happening. Yeah. A lot of shit happening. For us then, it was more than we'd ever put out, so.
Fair. Fair.
So we did that, and then, like, realizing that, like, we have a problem, or not a problem, but, like, it's not our bottleneck. Content's not our bottleneck right now. And then we, like, did so much stuff. We built the whole sales team really, like, from scratch and just, like, kind of vamped it. Mm-hmm. And then we did the big, like, Black Friday push. Like, I looked at that mentally as, like, let's see what we can do when we're all, like, we really set a lot of standards, I feel like. Because it's some stuff that a lot of people don't talk about, at least that stuff that I hadn't been aware of, you know, like, all the little things.
Like what?
Like the team and, like,
yeah.
you know, just having, like, all those sort of intangible things, like communication and just, like, everybody being on the same page and just, like, having the clear cultural direction that everybody's aligned for. And we had that in November. We pushed really, really hard, did a lot of cool shit. Like, it worked. But more importantly, like, learned a lot, and ultimately came to the realization that we just needed to create more of a product. And that's what we've been doing. You know, Christmas came up, whatever. I went to Argentina.
Well, in regards to, we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah.
Like Christmas, Argentina, whatever. But in regards to creating more of a product, I think it's speeding up the time. We sell when people join, right? Mm-hmm. We sell them a dream outcome. We sell them the actual outcome that the product gets them. But what we've been doing is speeding up how that product gets them to that outcome from when they join. We're increasing the pace with which results happen.
Yeah, and for me, it's really interesting because I think about it, like, my past 3 years, like, that's actually probably been the thing that's held me back for 3 years. Is not having something where, like, Noah's yelling outside. Good Lord. Could you?
Why is he yelling?
I don't know. I can hear it in my headphones. Sorry,
our sales team is going crazy on the balcony here.
My gain might be up really high too, but
they're both on all the way.
Oh, cool. Well, I can still hear him, which is absurd because he's outside.
That doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, like, it's something that, like, as I reflect on everything, and I told you this maybe a couple weeks ago, or I don't know when I told you this, but it's really what I think has held me back for the past 3 years is really not being able to, like, there's always been some drag, you know? I'm really good at marketing. I'm really, really good at sales. And honestly, I'm really, really good at, like, the back end stuff too. But it's like, you can't like, stop that pace. You have to let the front end flywheel keep spinning. If you have to stop that, that's what fucks you. Because everything's momentum.
100%. And perfect example is at the agency, right? Like, me and the foreign business partner, we grew it to a 6-figure month, and it's doing good, but I wasn't able to sell more people because the fulfillment was, like, bottlenecked, and we couldn't bring in more. So I can't, like, we can make more money from percents, but you're capped to a certain degree. Like, how far do you go with a certain client before they're like, I'm not paying you $70,000 in a percent because I can just hire a team for half the cost, like, full time, right? And at least that's how I view it. But that was, like, a massive bottleneck, and I feel like we've really solved that with what we're doing now.
We're getting really close.
We're super close.
Really close. Like, a couple more weeks.
I think the system is built. We need a couple people.
Yeah.
That's why we
need some more brains. Yeah, that's been super interesting, man.
That's been super. Well, I've hired before. I've hired a lot from overseas, like Philippines. I've hired twice on Twitter before. It's always gone decently well. But this one, we got a lot of applicants. We're both bigger than we have been in the past. A lot of good people, but a lot of idiots.
That's true too.
What are you guys doing why would you apply when I say clearly, no agencies, no freelancers, do not waste our time, and then you proceed to come to my DMs and say, hey man, I got an agency, we place people for, you know, sales and closing, and like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. Like, you just ruined any potential conversation with me in the future by not ignoring what I just said. It doesn't make any sense.
That's insane. The confidence bar in the world now is just, man, it's exciting. It's exciting.
It's exciting. Well, on one hand, it's a little bit sad.
It's super sad.
Because
for sure.
I wish more people were competent. Well, maybe it's always been like this. We just didn't know.
That could be true too.
But it is a bit sad to see that, like, you just can't follow simple directions. And most people apparently don't even have 100 IQ. I don't know.
Oh, man. We're so back. We're so back.
But then on the other hand, you got people that are incredibly smart. And those people, such as us, such as our team, the people that we have, the unvaccinated, they're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Fuck. But yeah, so it's been a process, like, while we've been kind of dark. I mean, relatively dark for us. I can't wait. Dude, I can't wait to just get back and start letting shit fly.
This is fun to me. I love filming the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I want to do all day. I just want to create, you know? Like, and naturally, like, a subsidiary of that will come to, like, it's just being in the game.
Yeah.
You know, like, being in the arena.
You know what's super funny to me is on that note, the being in the game, I think we were talking about this. A lot of people they're not in the game, but they're, like, creating content like they are and, like, giving advice like they are. And people fall for it. And I don't know how long that you can stay in the content game. Like, I create content and I give people advice, or I just document what I'm doing without falling off or getting exposed for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. The whole like space is so weird now. Like, it's just crazy. It's so
What space?
just like content creators as a whole.
Why? Why do you say that?
I don't know, man. It's just
I feel it.
like a few years ago it was like fresh and new, and now it's just maturing a little bit and becoming this thing where it's just really interesting to see
Well, everyone does it now.
Yes, and that's a part of it, right? Like,
everybody does.
The internet game is maturing. People are realizing, like, it's real life now. It's like people say, "Oh, the internet's not real." Dude, it's real as fuck. You have hundreds of thousands of people where their sole subsistence is off the fact of, you know, majority of people's eyeballs are on the internet.
And not even that, like, you get famous enough on the internet, you're more famous than anyone that's ever been famous before. Actor, anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's better than being on TV.
And anyone can do it. Anyone can do it.
Yep. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be put on the news or put on these shows anymore. Anybody can do it. But I think there's the people that have done it the right way, and when I say the right way, it's like the unique way. Like, you're never gonna get, maybe it's not the goal, right? Maybe people are just there to make money. I'm personally not just there to make money. I think there's a lot more that we can go and accomplish. Different conversation. Way different conversation. But if you're just there to make money, all right, post the platitudes, get the followers you need. Nobody's ever going to remember you, whatever. Fine. You want to be that person? That's cool. But if you want to have, like, the impact of a Kanye or somebody crazy like a Tate or whatever, you got to have, like, a little bit of substance or whatever. And now, not everyone has that potential or ever going to get there, right? Because they're, like, 1% of the 1% of the 1%. But you can still attempt to build a brand a unique way where you have your own thoughts and your own ideas, which is really the root of it all, which is really what Kanye is or Tate is or Trump, right? Any of these most famous people you know, they have their own ideas and they speak it boldly and clearly, and anyone can do that now. And it's the only way anyone has
the opportunity to do that.
Anyone can set up a podcast and do this.
You can start gun firing clips.
But it's about what you say and the energy you bring and what you actually go and do and build outside of it that actually matters.
Yeah, and that really goes back, I think, too, to, like, how I kind of think about things now more so, or maybe, like, what's changed for me, at least in the past, like, 3 months since we filmed.
What's
like,
changed?
I don't know. I think I just, like, you know, I think not that I didn't think this before, but it's just becoming more apparent to me how important, like you really just have to kind of go deep. You know what I mean? You have to pick the thing that you really, really want. Like, I feel like a lot of people have it backwards. They think that, you know, this ability now to market or to create eyeballs and attention is that's the end all be all, and they focus all on that. It's like and it kind of ties back into the product thing, like where they try to take whatever it is they have and maximize the eyeballs on it, when really what you should be trying to do is take whatever you have and maximize that. And then you do that, then the eyeballs will naturally come as an extension of just like putting it out there. Like the distribution should be easy. It should be effortless. It should be something that you don't even really think too much on, because your whole priority should be on getting better at what you do and what you learn and what you create. You know what I mean?
I've seen it recently, right? I'm not going to say who it is or give very specifics, but millions of followers, TikTok, Instagram combined. Great product, great fit, whatever, but the sales system is completely like not there. The way that the offer is sold is just not there. And you have millions of people and eyeballs on your thing, like actually going viral, and not nobody's converting, but just like you're converting 5 people when you should be converting 50 or 100, right? And it comes down to the offer, the back end, the product itself, and then
but I'm even saying
traffic on top of it.
But I'm even saying like product is
right. But you're saying the focus of what everything you do should be on the actual getting of results and the actual craft itself.
100%.
Because then like the mastery. Content comes from it, the results for the clients come from it, the actual selling of it just becomes easy because it just sells itself.
Yeah, and I think if you pursue mastery like that, it really just kind of happens, you know. And I think too, like I've just seen a lot of stuff and just the experiences we've had, whatever. Like I meet so many people, we both do, that are in the internet space, and it's like the people that I really even, like you talked about having a real impact. It's like people do get lost in the internet, you know, and they get lost in the like real life. You have to be someone in real life and have impact in real life. You can't just because it's there and because the content stuff is real doesn't mean you get to hide behind it. You know, it's just kind of some of the thoughts that I've had.
100%. Yeah, it is interesting, hiding behind the content. There's a lot of people that do it. We meet a lot of people.
I know a lot of people that are very different. That have big personas or whatever, which I think that's also, I think, why my stuff works the way it does, is because there's really no difference. I'm just as retarded in real life.
I'm pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I'd say so too. I think that's why we're friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good friends. And business partners.
Yeah, that too.
So do we want to talk about a little bit of like what happened in November and what we learned? What's the biggest thing? Okay, here's this. What do you think we've learned the most since we did a podcast previously?
I mean, it sounds so like cliche, but I've realized that the two biggest things that I personally have learned is that number one, and they kind of are related to each other. Number one, like no short-term effort can really like move the needle that much, no matter how hard you try or what you think it is. Like it's just impossible. And no short-term thinking, no, like 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, like none of that will ever dictate anything for you. And so that's the first piece, is this just like you have to think ultra long-term, and you have to be hyper consistent month over month, because nothing else, like none of this, because I've thought like that a lot, and it's always been like, it's been like this boom or bust cycle where it's like, I'm going to go super hard in the paint and then like burn out. And not because I necessarily want to like stop doing it, but just because I would try so hard to get something done right now that I would end up like kind of faltering off just because it's unsustainable. Yeah. And that's the other piece too, is just like kind of what we talked about at the beginning of this. Like we can't do it all ourselves. And it's like,
if we want to reach what we want to reach.
And that's what we've talked about. Like, dude, I could have so much less stress. Like, I'm such a good marketer. Like, I could have 4 people that I work with and make like 60 grand a month, and honestly just like spurg out for 2 days and get everything done for the month and have the fucking best lifestyle of all time. I don't want that.
And the reason we talked about?
It's just because it's like, it's just not, it doesn't get where we want to be, you know? It's super short-sighted.
It doesn't get you the actual freedom and just things that we can achieve and are capable of. It doesn't get us to that.
No.
We don't have our name on hotels.
Yeah.
If we're doing that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to think about, because when we first started, 10K a month, 20K a month, that was a dream. It's like, wow, you're rich. And now it's, okay, like 60K, 100K, no. It's really like a million a month or more. And I've said this on a podcast before.
Yeah.
I think those are the numbers like that matter.
I think I was more laissez-faire about it before. Like, it sounded good in theory, but I couldn't like really definitively see it. Like, I could see like 200 maybe or 250.
Why?
And like, I don't know. I just don't think I just didn't have a clear enough conception of it in my like mind's eye to be able to be like, yes, I really want that. But I also feel like the past 3 months have changed that a little bit.
Interesting.
Because you just see what's possible, you know? You see what's possible with what we've done, see what's possible with what some of our clients have done.
Potentially, it's even easier to get to those numbers because you just have more systems that work for you.
Yeah.
And then you just, add in the front end, you just do more content and you put more into ad spend and you more into growth and more into front end leverage and more into client acquisition. And that just becomes your job more and more as the back end continues to just build itself.
And it's so funny, man, because like that's all I want to do anyway. And it's just crazy. It's crazy how you can be.
It's like the bell curve meme, right?
Yeah, 100%.
At the bottom, it's the guys that are like the schizo people on Twitter, or whatever, making the crazy edits, or they make no money.
Or like the 3 teeth hillbilly that like have no intelligence, and you have like the really really quant smart people, and like you just it is.
And then like in the middle, you're like, oh, like I'll be comfortable with this and and you create like a job for yourself. And at the upper end, man, I just make content, and just like the guy at the bottom.
That's so true. It's so true. It does work like that. But man, I think that's been the biggest thing. Like that's just been a huge realization, is that no matter how hardworking I am or how early I get up, like I can't do it all myself or even close to it. And that, is that being said, like, and you've seen it, like, dude, when I really get focused on like a singular thing, like I'm a crazy worker. Like there's like some of the Q4 stuff I did was just insane, dude. Like for anyone listening to this, and obviously you're listening to this if you're hearing me right now, but like there was one night on like a Wednesday in November leading up to Black Friday where I just like got pissed off. I was like, fuck, we need more leads, we need this, and just like went super turboed out for like, I don't know, a night or like 2 nights and wrote a 30-page doc just selling our shit. I can't.
Those moments are what like mess up 4 days later, right? Like, cause you're kind of like out of it a little bit. And you had some coffee, some kratom or whatever to get back to normal, but then it kind of like messes you up for a couple of days. And if really that doc was just completed consistently, or all the other docs or everything we do, which we're doing now, right, is just completed in a consistent manner day to day, you get the right sleep consistently over and over, it just happens. Because like you said before, that short-term, one-time, like, sprint.
It just will never do it. It's never going to. That's just not how things work, man. And it's like, it's also funny, too, because we've talked about this on the pod. Like, a lot of this shit we already know. You have to relearn things so many times that it's insane, man. Like,
it's crazy.
Everything that I'm thinking now, I've already thought 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 8 years ago, probably.
But it's almost, a lot of times, it's almost experiencing the thought. That actually teaches it to you. Like 100%. A lot of the stuff we thought, but we didn't experience, per se. And now that we've experienced, it's like, oh.
Or you like for me, like I've experienced it in different domains. You know what I mean? Like
in the gym or something.
Yeah, but now Football. It's like a business, or it's like you just learn these lessons over and over again, and it's just kind of funny, man. Like we think we're, so smart or whatever, and like. still make the same mistakes, like cyclically. It's just funny, man. Super funny. What else is new? We're back with the associates. I mean, yeah, we've just been fucking working a lot, building the team, building the product. Like
ooh, voice crack. What the? We're gonna get a house soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
I think you were tweeting about that the other day.
I was.
Maybe.
Well, it was like a month ago.
A month ago.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. Getting a little bit sick of the EMF radiation in the apartments. 6 devices per apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Unit or building with 1,000 people in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, really, that's not why though.
No, I'm just messing around.
I know, but that just feeds back into it too. Why are we doing that? Because we want more consistency.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting close to that 25 point where hopefully I'll quit.
Yeah, as soon as I
break past the point of being
24, started going to bed at 9:00. Just wanted to just be consistent.
I remember that. I was like, I went out to party one night, like either my birthday or the week after or something like that, and I just woke up the next day. I was like, I'm 24 now. I can't be doing all this.
Yeah, I just don't want to.
I mean, I kind of still want to. We've had this conversation on the pod too. Like, here and there, it's fun. I had a blast in Argentina.
Yeah, you did.
Super fun time.
How was that?
It was great. I love it there. Yeah, that was good. And you always get like, I think just seeing new things, you get new perspectives, and it just layers over everything. Helps the overall mental orientation.
So, let's talk about a little bit what you want your day-to-day to look like in terms of, when we talk about content creation, right? What does that look like? Should we break it down for the audience? Should we kind of give them a little bit of our back-end sauce, our whiteboard mode?
I mean, dude, honestly, like, I want my day-to-day, like, really what we need, and we already kind of have it for some things. We need it a little bit more for other things. But, like, I want to help people function as an extension of my brain to serve certain tasks.
Yeah.
And really, like, once they have that leeway, and, we probably have another 2 weeks in front of us, realistically, in terms of, like, kind of getting that foundation set across all the different gaps of our business and our lives. But, like, I want to just set those people there where they're really secure, they're really happy, they enjoy what they do, they're taken care of.
That worked for us.
Yeah,
yes.
They're taken care of, and
cultural fit,
and they can fit, they can function as an extension of our brains, and I can talk with them for a couple hours. I can do some external forward facing communication with clients or with social media people, talking to them, people that I don't know so much but maybe have like a parasocial relationship with me.
Yeah.
And other than that, dude, I just want to fucking make stuff all day long, like, and then go lift for an hour and go fight for an hour, and maybe make some beats or like, record some stuff in my studio at home. And like, I don't really want to do much else than that. Perhaps a little beach trip daily. I was loving the beach mornings every day last week. That was pretty cozy. But dude, that's all I want to do is just wake up and just like.
It is super fun to just make content.
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about this the other day, but we'll talk about it in the pod now. When I was doing like the IG pages, when I first started, all my job was three original posts a day, original posts a day. And I was a beginner at that point. I didn't know anything. Yep. So I had to come up with 3 original things. And I wasn't reposting other people's, because in the niche I was in, it was super looked down upon. People would just like, I don't know, people would like, it was a witch hunt, if you reposted someone else's stuff. But that was, I enjoyed that so much. And I think what I enjoyed a lot about it was the dopamine. The dopamine you get with the numbers coming in for the first time. You're like, oh my God, followers. And like you get 10K followers in the first week I started, I'm like freaking out, right?
That's so funny. Your dopamine system loves numbers.
Yeah.
You love numbers.
Love numbers.
And it's funny because I remember that. I remember that too. Like when I first started, because I had a job then,
Yeah.
Like I was basically like the COO, and I sold for an agency, and Yeah, I did the same thing. Like, I didn't even, me creating content just started because, like, I was doing well financially. I had my job. It was cool. It was remote now because of COVID. And, dude, there wasn't enough time in the day. Like, I didn't have anything to do. Like, there were all the college age kids. I was in a city that I wasn't from. Didn't really know anybody because I moved there just for my job, basically. And, they sent all the college kids home. So it was like all the places I could go that were like kind of popping, you know, were shut down. They sent everybody home. So like, what do I do, dude? You can only lift for 2 hours a day max before you're just like dead, or work out. Let's say you can only work out for like 2 hours a day before it's just like negative returns, basically, probably less than that. You can only walk in the sun for so many hours before you're just like tired of it in the South Florida sun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would get my work done in the morning, and I would do those kinds of things. And it was like, all right, what am I going to do now? Because I have all this energy and nothing else to do. So I was just shooting the shit with the boys, and it was the best. I don't think my dopamine hit from the numbers. I think it was just more so like the creative process.
It probably trained our brains, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause you just get the dopamine hits off of, oh, what's up, guys? Like hanging out, but let's smoke tobacco or whatever. And I'll get the dopamine hits off of, oh, the cash. You know, the cash at the bank account. Or, oh, we gained 1,000 followers today. That's good. They're probably trained.
I just want to make bangers, bro. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. Like
songs or content or what?
Well, they're all the same thing to me. That's the thing. Like,
you know what's super
there's no
interesting?
difference between a song or a piece of content or like
fair.
an idea. Like, it's just creating things. I like to create things.
You know what's super interesting about like this podcast to me is this episode probably won't be a banger episode.
No.
Right? But it's the accumulation of like this one, and then the next one we do, and then the one after that, and we just do it 500 times. And in there's a couple bangers, and in each one there's a couple clips, and then it's just this accumulation of all of this. And then you look at the body of work as a whole, and just because we were consistent, it's a banger podcast as a whole.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I view, I don't know,
that's how everything works, bro.
Right. Anything.
Yeah.
The gym, probably fighting. Well, I just haven't fought enough yet, which we're back into.
Gonna fix that. Yeah. Big moves.
Business.
Combat pill now.
It's been almost a year. But, yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited that we're finally back. This is our intro episode.
Season 2.
We definitely have a couple things lined up for coming episodes.
Yeah.
We've talked to some people.
Making calls to associates.
We have some potential good episodes. We got the new setup. All right, these mic stands are a little.
Yeah, bro. We need to take these back to Dollar General.
Dude, I bought these at Guitar Center. Like, come on, man.
My boy got us out here down bad. But yeah, man.
We got the headphones now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got like.
And we're filming it ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Well, maybe, but not for long, probably.
No, we got a new video person probably coming soon.
Coming soon, yeah.
Coming soon.
And we're gonna have that man doing some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I need some Hyperborea edits ASAP. But yeah, man. Like, I don't have some like grandiose, but I think that's a good lesson in and of itself.
Grandiose what?
To just kind of like, we never like, it's always just you and I sharing between ourselves, and then if people like it, great.
Yeah,
I was gonna say to share with anyone, but that's never really the.
I feel like we should do more of that. I think we went almost too deep on the guests. I think it needs to be balanced a little bit more. Going forward.
Yeah, I was just saying like, you know, lesson to share, but it's not really sharing it with other people. It was just like making this for us,
so we can get clips. Thank you for the views.
The fucking tendencies, man. They always shine through. But yeah, I think that's just like a good lesson in and of itself. Is like, I don't have anything crazy to say, but like we're still here recording and just kind of reflecting on everything. And a lot of it is just like the simple shit is what actually matters. Yeah. You know, like
let me ask you before we end it here. You didn't want to record. There's a couple times that I talked to you about it. I wanted to record before the year was over.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And then there was another instance where you're just not feeling it for some reason. You're upset about something with our process or something, And
Oh, yeah.
it was something about you didn't want to jump on a podcast and like really talk at that point.
Well, I was just frustrated with like what I felt like I was presenting to, and again, not that it was like bad, but I wasn't happy with where it was at. And like, I'm not going to get on here and talk about all this like I was, I think you just like everybody has, I was just frustrated with things, and I didn't want to get on here and just be like pissy,
For sure.
because it's just like not a vibe at all.
100%.
And also, if you're feeling that way, it should probably be directed at like fixing the thing that's making you pissy versus going and preaching to the world.
Fair enough.
With not that we're ever doing that, but yeah, just like I don't know. And I think it was good. It was really weird holidays this year.
You didn't leave.
Well, I kind of left.
Kind of.
But I didn't go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had good holidays too. Family was a little bit sick and stuff was going on though. So my grandma like broke her leg or something, so it was like tough. But
sorry to hear that.
Well, she's good now. But
back
in the game. Shout out grandma. But overall, yeah, I'm excited with where we're at. I'm excited that we're back in the pod. We're at least gonna do one a week.
Yep.
That has to happen.
One a week.
My goal is to do 2 a week.
Dude, we get...
I set the goal of, 52 episodes for the year, but then my last... I set a process goal for this year, which is 20,000 tweets, 104 YouTube videos, 1,000 pieces of short-form content, clip from podcasts, clip from YouTube videos, selfie, whatever, and then 52 podcasts. But then I followed it up with the goal of doing it all within 6 months.
I think we could do it in 3 months. We
Probably.
just need to have the ability to not here's the thing. For me, that's all I want to do, but it's super stressful when it's I know there's things being unhandled.
Nobody's gonna get that
because we're building it now. I'm super excited because I know as soon as we get this stuff out of our heads and fully into a living, breathing organism that's not us.
It's super close. It's been a month straight.
I have bars to spit.
And to me, it's
bars.
I've only been 2.5 months.
Come on. Bars.
I've only been 2.5 months full time with Launch Socials. I was still distracted before that with, obviously still have the theme pages, but the agency was still a huge distraction before that, right? Not a distraction, but I knew this is the thing that I should be doing, right? Because it's the opportunity is so much bigger. So I'm really excited with where we're at because in the past month of just focusing on this, you find your groove, whatever. But the past month of just focusing on this and us just being on point right now, we're so close.
Yeah.
So close to what we want.
Yeah. Super close. I think end of this week, it automatically just starts. We get a couple people in there.
Yep. We just posted hiring on Twitter. Like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
This is a situation. But overall, excited that we're back on the pod. Excited that we're here recording together. This is great. And, so I think it's pretty much it because you got a call.
I got to interview somebody at 4.
Yeah. You got a call. I'm going to take a nap. No, I'm just kidding. I'm taking a nap. You got a call. And we will see you guys on all our social media platforms. Maybe subscribe to us. Share it if you liked it.
The associates are back.
The energy in the following episode is going to be much better. We're a little tired right now.
Yeah.
A little bit.
We've been getting up at 5, 5:30.
A little bit under the weather. A little bit tired. But next episode is going to be great. Just subscribe. All our links in the description. And we'll see you guys on episode 20.